Yo guys, today we're going to watch another AniNews video. I don't know if the other video will be posted today, to be honest. But maybe. But yeah, this is the most latest video, and I haven't watched Lord of the Mysteries yet. And after this, I will watch Lord of the Mysteries. So yeah, let's see what he's going to talk about. 9 minutes.
The only thing preventing Lord of the Mysteries from succeeding is itself.
Oh
All the
wow.
pieces for that success are pretty much in place, so the only thing the producers need to do now is fit them all together properly.
Yep.
Like, before I was a bit concerned exclusivity would hinder its popularity, but now that it's confirmed to be streaming across multiple platforms worldwide, there should be no excuse as to why it won't pop off.
Yep.
It's even getting a simulcast in 7 different languages, so if you're one of those people planning not to watch it due to the language
I will watch in Japanese. Like, especially I want to watch it is in its own language. I It's kind of hard. Like, I'm too used to Japanese, and it's not like I don't want to, but even with watching Link Click, it's kind of like Link Click is good, but I feel like is like the voice acting in Chinese feels lacking a bit compared to Japanese and sometimes English, and you cannot really com- compare them because Japanese literally has their own studio to make voice actor or some sort of training program to make voice actor. Like they literally have a program or something to train voice actor and everything, and yeah, you cannot really compare them to English or Chinese voice actors. Because they a lot of their voice actors probably practice themselves, while Japanese doesn't really literally has a class for it. So yeah, I'm gonna to watch for Japanese because I think it is going to portray the emotion better.
barrier, now you can enjoy it however you want. So, what then is Lord of Mysteries? Well, if you haven't watched the video I made earlier on
Already
it,
watch, just watch
it's a
it.
dark steampunk fantasy brilliantly crafted in a way that includes elements you don't typically get to see in an isekai. There's the base setting of a Victorian era world
Yeah,
layered with
so
hidden
cool.
mystical
Such
societies,
an
a
interesting
protagonist who
setting.
stumbles into it and the dangerous supernatural hierarchy defining its power structure, a touch of cosmic horror adding flavors of dread and threats of the existential kind, then world-spanning conspiracies adding to the whole mystery of it. To get deeper than we did before though, let's start things off again with Klein. Klein is the person our protagonist reincarnates into, immediately after the original Klein just shot himself in the face. We don't know how or why he ended up as Klein, but what he quickly finds out is that this new world is far different from his old one. The industrial age Victorian era setting already sets it apart, but beyond that is a world of secret organizations, ancient churches, and even eldritch-like deities. So, where Klein is the person driving the narrative forward, the surrounding religious, political, and mystical conflicts create a world of depth unlike any other. What truly sets Lord of the Mysteries apart, though, is its meticulously crafted magic system depicting one of the best I've seen in any piece of fantasy. It's a system Klein naturally becomes entangled into, centering around a supernatural framework known as the Beyonder Pathways.
Yeah.
Within this is 22 distinct routes of power, each with their own unique abilities, philosophies, and lingering threats of magic.
Dude, this type of power system, oh my god. I feel like it's like I feel like it would be so great to make a RPG or role playing type of game using this type of power system. Like this is something like you will see in a Souls game, to be honest. Not a Souls game, but like the fact that each pairway has their own power, like it will be such an interesting way to make a game. And I know a lot of universities has a game, but I don't know what type of game it is. Is it role playing game or is it a story based game? But damn, this looks cool, bro.
Madness. I'll get deeper into what that means in just a second, but for now it's best to visualize these paths as a ladder. Each ladder has 9 steps, and every step one takes while on it
So
brings
the lower the number, the higher the stronger they get. Okay.
them closer to godhood. Each step is referred to as a sequence, and every Beyonder starts at the weakest level of Sequence 9. It's from there they strive to ascend to Sequence 1, a level at which powers border even the divine. Now, These powers aren't gained by simply learning spells or becoming more proficient with them. They're acquired via a highly dangerous ritual system.
Mm.
You see, in order to advance from one sequence to the next, a Beyonder must first consume a special potion that aligns with their pathway.
Mm.
Successfully digesting it means ascending the ladder and gaining the new powers that come with it, while failure results in madness, death, or sometimes even horrific transformations. The
Oh.
overall success is dependent on a myriad of factors, but the most important is the requirement a Beyonder act in accordance with the core identity their pathway demands from them. What I
Mm.
mean is that it's not enough to simply be on one of the 22 pathways. A Beyonder must also embody their pathway's nature wholeheartedly. There's this whole
Mm.
psychological impact a pathway has on someone. At first, it starts as just a minor compulsion or a brand new instinct, but the higher one climbs, the more the pathway's nature starts to affect them. Eventually, the
Mm.
pathway's influence
Interesting. It really does feels like the paths in Honkai Star Rail. I wonder Honkai Star Rail is still from or has inspiration get that inspiration from Lord of the Mysteries, because Lord of the Mysteries has been exists for a long time, and Hoyovus is a Chinese game. So there's a chance they get that inspiration from LOTM. So yeah. So yeah, the more I think it, I think HSR get that inspiration of fairs from Lord of the Mysteries.
would become
Too bad that they didn't even able to deliver it.
too overwhelming to even handle anymore, at which point one risks losing their sense of
Well,
self
I
and
don't know about that. I don't want to talk about HSR, but I don't think they are unable to deliver it. It's just in the gameplay sense they unable to deliver the paths in an interesting as an interesting concept. For but as a law, I think it's still interesting.
becoming someone totally different. This is why Beyonders adopt what's known as the acting method, since
Acting
rather than
method.
become the archetype their pathway demands of them,
Mm?
they simply pretend to do so instead.
Oh.
It's a kind of psychological self-stabilization technique.
Oh.
Without it, the pathway's instincts and urges could very well take over, but with it,
Mm.
a clear line is kept between the pathway's identity and the person's. So, take for example a
Ooh.
person on the hunter path. This, as you'd expect, requires its Beyonder to embrace their predatory
That's so what an interesting. Oh my. So literally they put a mask for like literally put a mask whenever they become whenever they use that power. A mask that hide their real identity, or so they can be that
instincts, something that might
role.
involve stalking, pursuing prey, or honing one's senses. The
Mm.
powers that come with it could be enhanced senses, superhuman reflexes, trap proficiency, or something else, but the risk of attaining those powers is the psychological shift towards that hunter archetype.
Mm.
Like, a hunter might start to see the world in terms of prey and predator, then from
Mm.
there could become increasingly bloodthirsty and competitive. Without the
Mm.
acting method to separate their
Mm.
true self from the hunter, there's a good chance they'd be overtaken by their more primal instincts.
Damn. So it's a ben- it's a very it's a battle of mentality then,
How then does a
and
Beyonder avoid
instincts.
that? Well, by
I
understanding
get
the
in a sense it's a battle of like literally I want to say in terms of what I call brain intelligence thing. It is practically ego versus id. Ego is the rational part of yourself, and id is the instincts or the your instinctual or your inner desire that you want to do in your body. So it's just a battle against those things.
path they've entered into, they can deliberately act in a way that still satisfies the conditions required for being on it. The
Mm.
key, however, is not to over immerse themselves within the act. So, a hunter can act as one by adopting the mental
What is
framework of
this
a
anime?
predator, specifically by taking regular jobs as a bounty hunter and
Mm.
actively putting themselves in situations where they can pursue someone. This
Mm.
allows them to think tactically and engage in the hunt, all while doing so in a way that's on their terms. The
Okay,
moment
okay.
that hunter
What
starts to pursue
interesting.
targets just for fun, though, that's when they should know
Oh,
the pathway's influence is starting to take over.
okay,
So,
okay.
for every path, there's an archetype for every sequence, meaning any Beyonder at any step would have to act in the way that archetype dictates. It's a system that's
Mm.
truly massive, extrememly comprehensive, and diverse all the way through. And that doesn't even cover
It's
the
very
unique
simple, but also because of its simplicity, simplistic nature, you can make a lot of interesting situation with it.
Power Klein himself has. I'll leave that and his own pathway to be discovered for when you watch the series yourself, but
How
just
do you know it's a seer?
remember how multifaceted everything is. It's not just X power layered onto X character, the two are carefully interwoven together in a way that affects their very identity. Then, madness isn't just a flat risk associated with that power, it's a constant threat that becomes greater the more one pursues it. The deeper a person dives into their sequence, the harder it becomes to distinguish their true self from the role they're playing. Now, the story does start out with some pretty basic detective work, but it's from there that it quickly grows into something bigger. With straight up gods not even being the bottom of the iceberg, there's a whole world of mysteries to be discovered beyond that. So, it's Klein who becomes more and more entangled with them, leading him through a struggle not only with whatever forces he may stumble upon, but also one with himself. There's a delicate balance he's always maintaining that's constantly teetering between control and collapse. This is a large part of why Lord of the Mysteries stands out, since the foundation of it isn't simply about gaining strength. It's about managing risk, maintaining identity, and understanding the terrifying cost that comes with it. So, it's from this that the novel has crafted a world where every step forward is a gamble. Every ritual is a potential downfall, and every advancement a step closer to the truth behind it all. Now, why do I think Lord of the Mysteries can become the best anime this year? Well, aside from its in-depth magic system,
It's kind of based on I don't know why is that Plato's knowledge thing. I forgot. Like it based on like what some of knowledge where like I forgot what I learned actually, but it is kind of based on like a belief that everything we see is not real. It's just it, or not. It's real. We are seeing just the shadow of a. The reality we are seeing is just a shadow of the true reality is, and the more the more we're able to understand what that reality or concept is, the more we get to know the true concept and reality, and and then you will gain you become more knowledgeable or more wisdom like in a sense. I forgot what is where that's from actually. Is it Plato? I think it's Plato's belief in knowledge, I think.
Wonderful blending of genres and complex world building, the marketing for it has showcased a level of animation we rarely get to see in anime. The first 2 episodes have already premiered in China, and from it, people have been praising the animation for its cinematic quality and jaw-dropping VFX sequences. So, if it looks anything like how it does in the trailers, then quality and style aren't anything worth worrying about. I mean, the director of the studio in charge has previously said that he's using this as a means to show 2D animation can
Yeah.
still work, so
Yes, it-
from that alone you already know the amount of passion involved. The story itself isn't something I'm worried about either, but what is of course the pacing.
Yeah.
This has always been an issue with any of the dongwa I've watched, and it seems based on early reviews, Lord of the Mysteries will be no different. I don't know if it's just the way stories are portrayed in China, but compared to the slow burn, I don't know, and it seems based on early. This has always been an issue with any of the dongwa I've watched, and it seems based on early reviews, Lord of the Mysteries
Based
will
on early review.
be no different.
Yeah, I kind of knew it. Like I already said in the last episode, because just means that the author is supervising the anime doesn't mean the pacing is going to be good, because the author is living in China, and all the dongwas with that pacing is in China. And if the authors always sees that dongwa and sees or watches dongwa, is probably the he probably thinks that that the pacing of dongwa is normal for him. So so for him there's a chance that the pacing they are doing right now is normal in a sense, because that's how dongwa is made. But for the global, maybe the pacing is will be a problem. So yeah, just read the novel. That's the usually answer that you want to really that you will get answer if you want to truly enjoy a series.
I don't know if it's just the way stories are portrayed in China, but compared to the slow burn we get with other shows, many might find the pace of this one to be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
especially with the amount of information they need to fit within each 30
Yeah,
minute.
from what I seen from the trailer, there's so much things is happening. So I was thinking that's why I feel like I'm kind of speechless watching it because there's so much things is happening on the trailer, and I don't know if they're going to able to explain everything properly in for all that scenes.
Episode. The one thing that does give me hope, though, is that as fast as the pacing may be, the author Cuttlefish has been part of the production process every step of the way.
Still, like I said before, he is from China. He might think that the pacing is normal. So, uh,
So, while he certainly understands the difficulty that comes with adapting a story like this, he of all people would know exactly what the viewer needs to see in order to understand his story best.
true.
That's why I'm not overly concerned with the pacing. I'm sure it might be a bit jarring at first, but over time I'm hoping it can immerse me the same way all the other anime I watch
Yeah,
does.
I hope to.
Plus, if there's anything you don't understand, just hop over here after the episode and I'll have a video most likely explaining everything.
Yes.
But anyway, with an amazing
Content.
story, a massive pre-existing audience, a global distribution plan, localization for everyone, stellar animation, author supervision, the backing of Tencent and multiple seasons already in the works, there's no reason for Lord of the Mysteries not to become one of the most popular anime.
Yeah.
I truly hope it manages to pop off, since the success of a competitor like this might fuel higher quality anime in the future. In any case, if you're a fan of Isekai, complex power
Nah, I don't think so, to be honest. Like from what I seen, the existence of rivals not doesn't really mix the what you call the other. No, well, it's kind of true, but sometimes they don't care. Like because like let me give an analogy. From for Hoyoverse, they don't really care about the global audience, so they don't really whenever the global audience complain, they don't really hear it. They only hear complaints from their main market, which is their country, China, Chinese person. So in this sense, I I would think that it's just going to give more rivalry to Chinese company but not Japanese. So I would assume that what he said is not anime, is more like donghua getting more better adaptation. And I really hope so, to be honest, because I don't know, because like from what I've seen, there isn't that much Chinese media that I see that has high praises, unlike Lord of the Mysteries and Reverend Insanity. I think I don't know how to say it. Alright, yeah. That's the only Chinese media I heard that is very popular. Other than that, is either there's also is either Japan. Like from what I've seen, I don't know about Shadow Slave. Is Shadow Slave Chinese or I don't know. Like from what I see from web novels, the most amazing web novels that are constantly getting praise, and light novels too. From people is Lord of the Mysteries, Reverend Insanity, I think that's what it's called, ReZero, Mushoku Tensei, The Beginning After the End, and Shadow Slave. These six anime has one of the most biggest popularity in the web novel or novel genre, not genre, the novel space. And yeah, I think they deserve it. So far that and the 4 one, people can say slime, but like no story always shit on it. So I would assume it's not good. But yeah, only these six series is like the top 10. Always like they're always going to be the top 10 of the novel. There's also Circle of I don't know how it's called, Circle in Inevitability. I don't know. There's also the sequel for LOTM, I think. That's also popular, but I heard that the ending is not good. Or I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But yeah,
systems, well-written narratives, or just good shows in general, I highly recommend checking out at least episode 1 of this. Even if you just watch shows for the Sakuga, this is sure to have plenty of it. So,
I watched Yaiba for the Sakuga, and in the end, I actually enjoy it.
when episode 1 airs on June 28th, be sure to come back here and let me know what you thought about it. I'll have the first cut content video out on July 3rd, after which
July 3rd. Yeah, it's close.
will be more weekly videos for each episode after.
Yes, cut
If
content
you're
for
still on
it.
the fence though,
Damn, now that now we have a lot of content we can farm for it now. Yes, thank God. And it's not like I want to farm. I just want to understand more about the series. Like for ReZero, I didn't really know about the cut content that ReZero actually has, and I'm kind of sad that I haven't really checked the cut content out. Like we did, like like with the Reinhardt thing, not Reinhardt, with Theresia thing, with the reveal on the where when Wilhelm killed the world, and then the he was bleeding suddenly because of the wound that Theresia gave suddenly was what was activated from the curse, from the curse, from the blessing. uh I didn't know that at all until last year. I think I just know after checking the cut content. Like I was confused at I was like what, and the ending of season 2 with the echidna and everything. Like, oh my god, like what? So I hope, yeah, I'm glad that he makes cut content for it, but I do hope there isn't that much cut content to the point that we is going to ruin our enjoyment. But yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Because enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe, and please share the play to see more content, and check out AniNews. He makes a lot of good content, and yeah, peace out.